Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Intentional Parenting. My name is Greatman Ayala, and wherever you're watching me from, I just wanted to know that there is a need for us to be proactive in the way we raise up our children for this current dispensation, so we do not lose them to the hand of very many ills in the world. Sometimes it is not them trying to be wayward or bad. It may be us not getting or understanding them effectively well. So today I got this mail from outside Nigeria, and the mother saying that my daughter behaves like she's my parent. Is she possessed or she's an incarnate? Um, the meaning of an incarnate to this person should, I think, should be maybe one of our parents resurfaced in the body of our daughter, our child. All right, so and then she's also wondering if this is some kind of demonic possession, if I'm very right about that. I actually have the mail with me and I'm going to read it. But then I want us to start today's broadcast from the angle of open mindedness. I wouldn't know why the first thing or you could ever think that your child is possessed or she's an incarnate. The incarnation, can we talk about that for just a few minutes? Incarnation is, I think, is solely an African belief. I have so many friends from all other races, Jewish, Arab, white, yellow, whatever it is, and we hardly, they hardly mention incarnation. But from my own tribe, my own ethnic group, Nigeria here as a Yoruba man, we believe strongly in incarnation. And most times people that bear names like Yetunde, Babatunde, Yejide, Babajide, Iyabo, and all those people, they are seen as an incarnate of either the mother or the father of the one who gave birth to them, especially when the father just recently, the father of the parent recently just died, and the child is born and happens to be a male child. They will say the father is Baba Tunde. Baba means father, Tunde means come again. So in my tribe, we believe in incarnation. But do I personally believe in reincarnation or incarnation of people? Maybe someone who is dead possessing the soul of others? Do I personally believe in it? Ability to be able to remember that you were once in this world and what you did and all that. I don't believe in it. What I believe in is that we are all a recycled product, a recycled spirit out of the spirit of life. I believe that the spirit of life is not manufacturing new human beings. The spirit of life made one, and out of the one, we have over 6 billion, 7 billion people in the world. And I believe also that the earth is actually trying to balance itself. So that's why it's not bending to one side more than one side. It keeps its gravity and it's always revolving around the solar energy. Why? Because the amount of people, the right amount of people that ought to die is that dying by day, by seconds. The right amount of people that ought to be alive are there at the second. So it is well balanced. So what happened? The people that left, the spirit that left is the spirit that come. Not as the one as the way they were, not as the way they came earlier, but you know, but there's no way you're going to be able to remember what you have done in this world when you come in the next one. There is so much you explore in the universe, okay? There is so much you explore in the universe for you to be hanged on to past memory. It was not designed that way by the spirit of life for us to hang on to old memory. Even in this your present life, when you hold on too much to what has happened to you in the past, you realize either they are good, you're living in past glory, either they are bad, you're living in past pain. So there is no use and sense in it for you to die now and you are coming alive now as a same spirit, but remembering what you have done before. That means you are alive as, there is nothing to explore, there's no adventure in your life. That is not the way it is. So There may be incarnation not in terms of being the same person that came, but in terms of recycling the spirit to be able to explore more in this world. But then let's read the mail of this person. I'm intentionally reading the mail today. I don't usually read mail, and I'm going to read the mail today. I want you to listen so that we can take each one step at a time. This person says, "Hi, great man. This is Omolayo." That's not the real name. Okay, I'm giving this person another name. I don't want, This is Omolayo writing you from Florida. Let's not forget, if you also want to send your mail, you want to street something, you can just do it right into greatmanayilara at gmail.com. Greatmanayilara at gmail.com. So this is Omolayo writing you from Florida. I am a Nigerian parent of a 5-year-old child. So from this, we know the child is a girl. I attend one of the Nigerian churches here in the state, and severally, I have been asked to bring my child for deliverance in church by my pastor on the account I am writing you about. Okay, what is the account now? It says sometimes when she wakes up from her sleep, she walks to my bedside and hold my hand, call my name, not adding mommy to it, and tell me scary things like what to do in a decision I am about to make, which I am yet to even talk to anyone about. Okay, this child often go to her mother's bedside, call her by her name, not adding mommy, maybe the call Omola here straight and not mommy, nothing, and tell her the decision she's about to make regarding something she has not spoken to anyone about. All right. She dreams a lot too and would often describe the event of the day before we drive off the house. Very interesting. One day, while she was just going to start a preschool, she kept calling a name nonstop. She kept calling a name nonstop. When we got to the school, I was made to realize that our mate in the school goes by that name, and she's the only one sharing class with her. Okay, this is a class of two pupils, and your child have not met or has not met the other person before, but before you left home, she's been calling the name, and that name happens to be the name of her schoolmate. All right. There are days she just talk in some manner that I myself almost feel like a child. She seems to know more than I do, and that scares me because I don't know if I would be able to parent her. Well, we have taken her for IQ test, and I was told that she's just a little bit above normal and nothing biologically significant. Okay, so they are not putting her IQ as a reason why she's behaving like that. Our other siblings are normal kids. My pastor says she's needing constantly deliverance. I know you are unconventional in your thought pattern. What can I do? You are doing a great job, sir. All right, so this is a person writing from Florida, that's United States of America, saying a child sometimes walk up to her bedside and call her by name whenever she want to pull up this so-called incarnating act and tell her the decisions about to make in something she has not spoken to anyone about. And sometimes also she often tell about the events of the day before they leave. Well, that's something that a Nigerian person or an African person or most of these pastors will call being demonically possessed. Especially that she's just a child. She's 5 year old, and this did not start now. She's been like that even when she was way younger than that. So you see, for me, most times, even though I'm a very spiritual person, I look at things from a spiritual perspective, but from the seeker's angle. I also try to give children a chance because they are not like you and I. You're an adult, I'm an adult. Our lives have been adulterated over the time. Yeah, I said the other time, the very first 5 letter in adulthood is the same that started adulteration. What that means is the state of being adulterated. Now, you are no more original. You are no more original. your thought pattern, your inquisitiveness, your curiosity, your way of wanting to know everything, your ability to tune into your higher self most effectively has been adulterated because people have told you you can't go this far, you can't go this low, this is who you are, you must not be this, you can't eat this, you can't eat that, don't ask this question, don't go this way, don't move like this, don't sleep like that. Your life, your originality has been adulterated. So they say you are an adult. So the state of being adulterated is what we call adulthood. Now, if you can live in this age but become like a child, the tendency for you to be unlimited in your discovery life is very, very possible. Now, I can see a child, a girl child, a 5-year-old child that have so much probability or possibility to be highly extraordinary because this is a seeker that we got now. This is a child that is highly in tune with the higher self. Now, what you must know is that when you give birth to your children, they just don't cry only because they are hungry. Sometimes they cry because they see what you do not see. Not because you cannot see it, but because you are too distracted. Your mental psychic has been so corroded with what are these children going to eat? What am I going to put on? How do I pay bills? You are constantly being distracted in your most spiritual state. Now, these children have nothing to worry about. So there is possibility that they have direct access to the streams of information that is being divulged or being released by the spirit of life at any point in time. They are emotional, they are learning also. They have the ability to also dream accurately. And sometimes you think they are being possessed by the devil because they are doing things that you cannot do. You think you are the one that is normal, but they think you are the one that is abnormal because now they are living in their realest form of divinity, of divine state, the realest form of their divine state because they have not been polluted yet. Now, have you ever wondered why sometimes they even attribute being highly spiritual to being a virgin? Have you ever come across that? Now, it is not necessarily that being a virgin is what makes you spiritual. It is because being sexually, inclined and active and aware is also taking away so much of a part of your memory or brain or ability to be able to tune in effectively to things of the spirit. Not because sex is bad. Don't get me wrong. Sex is not bad. If sex is bad, the spirit of life would not make it part of our nature. You can have sex with your spouse, your partner right now, and still be highly spiritual, even while you're having sex. So when we demonize sex, the demon we put behind sex begin to depreciate our spiritual state. Sex is not bad, but what we're talking about is that a little child that becomes so sexually active, the way they take things, they just discover so extraordinary. I spoke about these things in Evolution of Action. Evolution of Action is on this YouTube channel. Whenever you discover a new truth, a new pleasure, a new a new discovery, anything that is so strange to you or new, you tend to take it hyper and you tend to actually make more emphasis on it than making your normal life count. So that's why we say, okay, before you get to a stage where you can actually have sex effectively without it affecting your, mentality, avoid it. So they kind of scare them away with, okay, keep your virginity and all of those things. But that's not the topic for the day. What we're saying is that they got nothing to worry about. This child got nothing to worry about. And sometimes you must understand that your children are inheriting some gift in you that you have neglected so far. Now, I'm putting it to this particular mother that she must also be a very empathic person. An empathic person is someone who observes things beyond the way it looks. Now, if you are not an empathic person, you will not be so keen about the way this child is behaving. Now, to you, you are also taking it from this level to that level. That's why you are seeking solution for your child that has no problem at all. Now, there are so many parents in the world that will also have this kind of children and will never pay attention to them. Now, this is what I want you to know, that you have a good child and there is nothing wrong with your child. Your child took your gifting, and because she's yet to be distracted, She's now manifesting in that gifting more than you do. You are an empathic person, you are an observant person, you are someone who could read between the line and be able to make up things like this is not really ordinary. Now, when people see something that doesn't make them cry, you could be way emotional. Sometimes what people don't really count as what matters can actually get you thinking for days, for years, keep coming back to your head. Now, if you also ask your parents, you realize that one or two of these traits that your child is exhibiting that you are scared of, you must have also exhibited it before while you were also way younger than that child. So, what I'm saying now is that scientifically, it was proven that children inherit the IQ of their mothers. When a woman is highly intelligent, there is possibility that the children will be intelligent. Children inherit the IQ of their mothers. So many times they take on most of the physical features of their fathers. But when it comes to IQ, reasoning, thinking, uh, they take after their mother most than their fathers. That's why you can marry a dull woman. That's on a lighter mode. Actually, no one is dull except you don't want to do the work. You are born intelligent, except you just want to blunt or you want to blow your area of intelligence. So sometimes an intelligent person in idle mode give birth to an intelligent person in active mode. So they keep wondering, but your mama no did this wise now. No, the mother is also wise, but she has not put her wisdom to practice. But this child is exhibiting this way. So one similarity I could see between you and your child is this. You are highly empathic, and your child is also empathic. An empathic child take more time to think. They stay in the dark more, not because they are children of darkness, but they find solace in dark. They could paint the kind of world they want to have in the dark. They love to stay alone most times. They take their time when they talk. They take their time when they eat. Sometimes they begin to choose between food. No, mama, I don't like this. Mama, I don't like that. A lot of children don't mind what you put on the food for on the table for them. They just consume it. They just go like that. But an empathic child who have this gifting will really be able to make up her own mind or his own mind and say, no, I don't like this. You would have seen these differences between him or her with the rest of the sibling at a very younger age. Very empathic child and a child that think beyond the physical. Now, what is this that is happening to this child that is she's able to even say something about the event that is about to happen? It is this child staying in the realest form of her spirituality. Now, this child is yet to own that particular gifting yet because she's still young. She doesn't know all these things. All these things that I'm talking to you about, she can't really make meaning with them, even though those gifting are emanating or emitting from her. She cannot, if she's sitting with us right here, she cannot make meaning with all that we are saying. Over the time, you as a parent have learned to know the meaning of words, to be able to comprehend words. You know what it means when someone is talking to you or trying to tell you, okay, this is how you can manage your gifting and all that. They need some more of practical intervention to help them. Now, taking this child to your pastor for deliverance is trying to blow her signal strength, the strength of her signal. Now, constantly, one of the things that your pastor will be making this child understand is that she's not normal. And every child want to be normal. They want to be a normal child. Now, when she begins to think that she's not normal enough to be a child, now she will now consciously begin to kill those spiritual gifting that she's got. Now, if she have a dream, if she's got a dream right now, she won't talk to you about it. If something is telling her to say something or she's seeing something that you cannot see, she's now going to be living more carefully. She will be more mindful. Now, it's not good to be mindful. It's good to be conscious and careful. But when you begin to become mindful, now you are suppressing what is coming to your mind, either good or bad. If it is good, yeah, give it expression. If it is bad, now you have to now know how to manage it and turn it out to be good. Now, this child is going to be living on an edge. One of the things they call deliverance in churches these days that you do not know is the ability to take away your confidence. The moment your confidence is taken away from you, either as an adult or a child, The reward of the confidence is also taken alongside it. Now, this is what I want you to know. The universe does not have partiality. There is no partiality in the universe. Now, you are given this gifting to prosper, to make life easy for you, and possibly use it to serve people around you. If you use it, yeah, you get the reward of it. If you don't use it, yeah, you suffer for the repercussion of not using it. Now, the universe is not going to put it into consideration that you don't have the gifting because everyone is gifted. It's going to be putting into consideration that you are gifted, but you chose not to use it. Now, it will put also into consideration that some people blunted your gifting or blow your gifting, either your parent or your guardian or your pastor, or whatever. It will only think of you as not being able to master it. That's why whatever gifting you have blunted over the time or you have blurred over the time, you can still sharpen them back. They are not gone, they are there with you. You can activate most of this gifting. Even you can become like your child again. You can become like your daughter again and live in the highest form of your divine reality. Now, what the pastor will keep saying is to either maltreat the child, to succumb them. They give them this emotional torture, this psychological torture to make them think like, okay, you don't get to dream, you don't get to say this, you don't get to, and the child will begin to think, okay, this is evil to do. What is good about the child will now be looking as evil to that child. Sometimes also, when we talk to them about these things, some of us we call our children, we give them so many psychological issues by calling them witches, so many names, because we are scared of them. Now, this parent said something in a mail. She said, there are days she just talk in some manner that I myself almost feel like a child. Now I could sense some level of inferiority complex there. Said she seems to know more than I do, and that scares me because I do not know how I will be able to parent her. Now, this is a struggle for most parents in the 21st century. Either your child is technologically advanced more than you do, or emotionally advanced more than you do, or spiritually more advanced than you do. One thing is that we want to raise our children the way we have been raised, and I don't think that is proper. Whoever raises us or whoever raised us to the limitation of their own knowledge. We must not use the limitation of our parents' knowledge to raise our children and reduce their probability or possibility of becoming greater than us. So, in order for us to save our faces and shy away from that responsibility or not to be looked at as a very stupid parent, we kind of use this bullying. So many times, bullying starts from home. We use this bullying mechanism to shut them down. We shut their system of spirituality down, smartness down, good self esteem down. Some of us even don't allow our children to say that they are good. Sometimes they do some things and say, Mama, I'm so good at this. They say, No, 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 you don't praise yourself. Let other people praise you. Why should I use other people's comment to validate my life? Why should what people do outside of me determine what happens inside of me? Why should other people be the one who give me validation? Now we must stop that. When your child is good, this is not pride. Let them retain that sense of being good. When your child is highly spiritual, do not start calling them witches, wizard, and all those things. All those unnecessary deliverances you take them for will further just victimize them into succumbing. Now, all you got to do as a parent is to help your child. Help your child. What they call deja vu today is something that happens to me often when I was little also until I met someone, spoke to the person, and the person told me that whenever you have this kind of, is it premonition? There are so many words for it, or this kind of vision. Try to write it down because if you don't keep writing it down, when they eventually come to reality, it will give you a kind of memory toggle. It could toggle your memory to the point of almost wanting to become mentally imbalanced. So I learned to write things down, always holding paper and pen or writing stuff, writing materials. So when things are happening that looks like what I have seen before, I quickly consult my book, which is my own personal premonition encyclopedia, and try to read through. So I'm able to say, okay, this is what is going to happen next. Now I'm not left in that state of confusion where I'm almost thinking, like, okay, I've seen this thing before and all that. Why? I was able to get a good guardian who helped me through that stage of my life. And what people call deja vu, premonition, and all that seems to me like a normal thing. And I almost also think that everybody can have that kind of gifting to be able to know what is about to happen. Now, the Christian folks or the Muslim folks, they see this, they call it vision, or they call it, okay, someone is revealing something to me. Now, not someone revealing something to you, is you tapping into the mammoth of information that is going on in the spirit realm. You are not meant to be left in the dark. Now, having a child like this requires you to show them love. You said the other children don't act like this. The other children don't behave like this. She's got siblings, they don't behave like this. Now, you should thank yourself or thank your star that at least you got a child that actually take after one of your gifting in life. Other children also can be made to tap into their reality like this. They can be made to tap into the reality like this. But that's not this topic for today. But this particular child, stop taking that child to the church pastors as from today. Stop taking the child to the pastor. Stop attempting to deliver her of our own gifting. Stop trying to intimidate her to be like you, to be adulterated. Stop trying to suppress her gifting. Stop trying to victimize her of what comes to her naturally. When she says this thing, try and take that in, talk to her, be free with her. Let her know, okay, how do you know these things? Maybe she could get some explanation. Okay, I slept, I dream, and that's good. Sometimes you need to also tell the child, write your dreams down. What did you dream about today? Encourage the child to be like that. When she wakes up and she's not telling you about dream, try and ask her, you got any dream today, dear? No dream. All right, that's good. Whenever she has a dream, she will be really ready to talk to you about it, and then she will now begin to give her inner expression a freedom of living to be able to expand. Now she doesn't see herself as abnormal kid anymore. When those things happen, she now have the right self-esteem to be able to own them as this is normal. This is normal. When she comes to you to talk to you also at your bedside about all those things, uh, just don't look scared to her. Don't look so bewildered or raptured to her. Because those things, either you like it or not, has started scaring her. She doesn't want to put mommy in a state of bewilderment and all that. So please try your best to also stop reacting negatively when she comes to you to tell you these things. Sometimes speak to her heart to heart also. Don't wait for her no more to come tell you what you're about to do. Also carry her along in your decision making. And as you carry her along, make sure you carry all that kids along also. So let's have a round table. Uh, Remove I am your mother, you are my children away when you're about to talk to them. Be their friend. Others that you think have no gifting, you realize that the moment you create an atmosphere of expression for their divine reality, they begin to activate it also, and they are also able to tell you what is wrong, what is wrong, what is about to go wrong, what the day is going to be, and all that. Now, this particular nature of kind of family is not a family of freaks. No, it is not abnormal. This is not about being possessed. This is not about being an incarnate. This is about your family living the reality of their divinity. So please own it. Your child is not possessed. There is nothing wrong with that. She probably actually also inherited this from you, but because you were not giving expression when you are little and now you are old, you never thought you got it, does not mean that she cannot. And don't make her turn back to be like you. You don't need to stay in the dark worrying about what to do or decision to make. You can be like this child also knowing exactly what to do. Things ought not to happen to you, they are meant to happen for you. You are supposed to be aware, be in the known of what is about to unveil. This is something that a seeker should actually live by. This is your reality. It's not spectacular. It should not be you going to church or mountain to go and ask your pastor or your imam or sheikh what is about to happen to you next or what you do. You should also live in that divine reality where you know the next step to take. It is not the order of the spirit of life for you as a person to consult a fellow human being like you for the decision to make. It is for you to know exactly what to do at time. So the spirit of life is in you, giving you all the right nodes, the right plug, the right terminals for you to plug into the mammoth of information to be able to extract the one that is useful for you, disperse the one that is not in this world. But if you keep the religious veil on, thinking that anything supernatural is ungodly, anything supernatural is being possessed, anything supernatural is being incarnated, you will be suppressing this gifting by the spirit of life. To really find out more on how to activate your divine reality, living a divine reality in the mortal body. You can actually subscribe to this YouTube channel, or just join us weekdays where we come online to talk about all of these questions and try to also be seeking into what is yet to be unveiled. Most of the things we talk about on this channel are not common knowledge for everyone. You will not see it if you are a churchgoer or a mosque goer, you are a Christian or a Muslim that is close minded, but you can still go to your church, your mosque, will still be a seeker. This is not the kind of thing you will see in your church or your gathering of your religious gathering. You want to know how to provoke your divine reality into forming or having expression. Just join us. Press your subscribe button, press the notification button also, and you can also do well for yourself to go down this particular YouTube page, see all the topics we have discovered over the time. People are getting awakened. They are knowing that most of these things is not new anymore. Now, when I talk to people who have listened over the time about most of the things, it's not new to them. It's not something that is supernatural. We are not trying to form a cult or a religion or start our own church or mosque or group of these things. We are just demystifying most of the things that has become almost occultic, common knowledge that has become occultic. You, as human being, are not meant to live like every other animal in the field that is creature of time and chances. No, you are better than that. You are more than that. You are more than that. And how can you be what you exactly are? It is by seeking so that you may find. Not putting a tag on yourself or saying, okay, this is who I am and this is who I am. And if you have put a tag on yourself, please, I beg you, remove a tag on your children. If you can't make it the place of being a seeker, allow them seek. This child is a seeker. This child is a child who is manifesting a divine reality. Don't take her to church anymore for deliverance. You can take her to church for other things, but not for deliverance. Please, she's not possessed. She's not an incarnate. She's just highly in tune with her spiritual self. And if you cannot cope with it, I'm sorry, you need to also reorient yourself about what it takes to be a, a parent for a child with special need. Because most times we think that a child with special need is a child that is handicapped. So many of these children who are seekers, who are spiritually oriented and in tune, also have special needs. You can't treat her the way you treat every other person out there. You can't shout on her. You can't shut her down. You can't afford to just take her to anywhere where she's being corroded in her mentality. She can't watch the normal channel that everybody watches that make them become deranged and become so mortally oriented. She should be guarded jealously. This is who they will call a prophet or a prophetess or whatever. But that's not what she's doing. She's just being a normal human being. This is a real human being right there. This child is a real human being out there. She's not adulterated yet. Please just give her a chance. So once again, as we close, in case you are joining us, you're joining at the tail end, this is the mail that we're treating today. Hi, great man. This is Omalayo, not a real name, writing from Florida. I am a Nigerian parent of a 5-year-old child. I attend one of the Nigerian churches here in the state, and severally, I've asked to bring my child. I've been asked to bring my child for deliverance in church by my pastor on the account I am writing you about. Sometimes, when she wake up from her sleep, she walks to my bedside and hold my hand, call me by my name, not mommy, and tell me scary things like what to do in a decision I'm about to make, which I am yet to talk to anyone about. She drinks a lot too and will often describe the event of the day before we drive off the house. One day, while she was just going to start preschool, she kept calling a name nonstop. When we got to school, I was made to realize that her mate in school goes by that name, and she's the only one sharing class with her. There are days she just talks in some manner that I myself almost feel like a child. She seems to know more than I do, and that scares me because I don't know if I will be able to parent her. We have taken her for IQ test, and I was told that she's just a little bit above normal and nothing biologically significant. Our other siblings are normal kids. Yeah, you think she's abnormal because she's exhibiting a spiritual state. Uh, she's not abnormal. This is a real normal kid. Those ones are not really normal kids. They have become adulterated. This one is a real normal kid. My pastor says she's needing constant deliverance. I know you are unconventional in your thought pattern. What can I do? You are doing a great job, sir. So that is a mail that we have treated for today. If you are joining us at the tail end, you might do yourself a good deal of favor by starting from beginning, so that you get to see our opinion on this particular matter. And if you also have a mail, every Wednesday we come online for intentional parenting. You want me to talk about things, so you want us to deliberate on it. Greatmanayilara@gmail.com. Greatmanayilara@gmail.com. So, and then if you also need to talk to me on phone regarding anything, and it is very important, I would like you to also send me a WhatsApp message to +234 +234 0808 78384845 +234 080 783 84845. Leave me a message. If I take a while to respond to it, know that I'm just busy, but you are important, and I'm surely going to treat your mail and your inquiry. Till the next time I see you again, just stay blessed. Namaste.